Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Today is Thanksgiving, when America gathers around a large roasted bird to give thanks and make up. President Trump broadcast his own fireside message today, but the last year has been marred by toxic division, much of it stirred up by the president himself. One minority community that feels targeted by his legislative agenda are transgender people. Mr. Trump wants to ban them from the military and has ended laws protecting transgender students from discrimination. It is in this climate that Danica Roem became one of the first openly transgender people elected to office. Kieran Woodley went to meet her.
A typical diner in Northern Virginia. Talk soon turns to politics.
That if the Republicans keep the majority, they won't refer to me as the gentlewoman from Prince William. They'll only refer to me as the delegate from Prince William.
Danica Roem is a regular here and a lifelong resident of Prince William County. She's just been elected as their new delegate to the Virginia State House. She's also the first openly transgender person elected in the state's history, and one of the first in America.
All Donald Trump's election showed me was that there's literally nothing in my background that disqualifies me from running, because after the absolute horrible things that he bragged about doing, when you brag about sexually assaulting women and then you get elected anyway, then there's no barrier for entry anymore. And so I said, there's nothing in my background even close to that. So yeah, go run. What are they going to hit me on? My gender? Okay, they did.
Come on, Bob, we welcome you here to
Danica's Republican opponent, Bob Marshall, who had held the seat for 25 years, ran an anti-LGBTQ campaign.
For some reason, this legislative district has been chosen as a springboard to test this proposition. This proposition that you can change your sex, which I find bizarre, even though the reporters keep coming after me about it and wonder why I don't want to call a man a woman.
Danica's response was this.
I'm Danica Roem. I'm running for office because my identity shouldn't be a big deal. Because this shouldn't be newsworthy or political.
I wanted to respond to that with a uplifting, inspiring, positive ad.
One of the inspiring stories from the campaign was a young 10-year-old transgender girl who was bullied and tried to take her own life. And then she read about your story and she found hope. How does that feel? Because you've spoken about not having a role model when you were younger.
Not in terms of LGBT people. I had role models, but not LGBT role models. You know, I was completely closeted until I got to college, basically. So when I would hit low points in the campaign, when it was really hard to, you know, get through your day sometimes, and campaigns they will wear you out. You do this for 10 straight months, where when people ask me how many doors I knocked on, I always say this many. I mean, there's no more treads left on my shoes, you know, like, we earned that. Sometimes the campaign will wear you down. Sometimes, you know, you get bad press. Sometimes, you know, people say mean things about you. But then I think about her. I would think about my 15-year-old volunteer, Robbie. They were the jet fuel that I needed to get through it, you know? They always help center you. They always bring you back to why you're doing this in the first place. And I'm doing it to be a good delegate for the people of the 13th District, no matter their identifiers.
As Danica prepares for office, her message to Trump is clear.
Doesn't matter what you look like, where you come from, how you worship, or who you love, that you should be able to thrive here, you should be able to succeed here, and you should be able to do that because of who you are, because your government has your back, instead of singling you out and just making you try to feel bad about yourself. I think it's time in politics that we get past the politics of trying to make people feel bad about themselves and just, like, do your job.